Welcome to Truth Uncompromised. I am your host, Rhonda. Join us every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Truth is peace. Truth is justice and freedom to love, live, and be. Music provided by SourceVibrations.com. All right, family. Welcome to the Truth Uncompromised show, and thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight, we are doing a special show. I know we didn't come to you on Thursday. We wanted to bring the show to you tonight. Sis Lioness and I have been talking behind the scenes, and I'm so glad that she's able to conduct this show tonight. We are going to talk about the upcoming solar eclipse energies, tie it all in together, what that really means, how you should be applying it to yourself personally. And then I'm also going to tie into how it is tied into some of the events that we are seeing go on before us in the media. Okay, so with that said, we're going to go ahead and get started. I am going to bring Sis Lioness on, so hold on a second for me, family. Greetings,
okay.
Sis.
Greetings. How is everyone? Can you hear me fine? Can you hear me? Hello?
Oh, I'm sorry, sis. Okay, I'm just a talking. I was on mute, so ain't nobody heard a doggone thing I said before. Ooh, it's been one of those days. Let me start back off, sis. Yes, I could hear you. Y'all couldn't hear me. I was saying greetings to the family. This is a special show tonight that we're doing, and Sis Lioness is joining us to discuss the energies that are currently in place, specifically what that means with the solar eclipse. We're going to talk about how you should be applying these energies to you. And then we're also going to tie into the solar eclipse, the associated energies with the solar eclipse, and how the events that are playing out today ties in as well. So apologize for that, family. I had made that little intro before, but it don't help when you're on mute. So, okay, Sis Lioness, how are you doing tonight?
I'm extremely tired, but I'm good. The energy's flowing because of what time it is. It's a wonderful time.
Absolutely, sis. I want to put out there for the family that a couple of folks that talk to me on a one-on-one basis, we have been talking, about the energy that's just been wildly crazy. Those of us that are familiar with energies, and Sis Lioness can attest to this, when a new wave of energy comes in, you can feel it because it impacts you physically. Whether you're really tired or whether you're not tired, you can't sleep. So I'm glad that Sis Lioness has agreed to do this show to kind of discuss what is really going on. I personally believe that we are at the point now where this is changing of the guards. So it's going to be twofold. The changing of the guards will be definitely on the spiritual plane, because remember, as we always talk, everything happens on the spiritual plane first. So those folk that work on the spiritual level to do the necessary work of manifestation creates things on the spirit realm first, and it is brought forward in the physical realm. And the cosmos is very, very, very closely knit with the energies that happen on this planet. We've talked about that several times. And solar eclipse is one of those huge events, that and the lining up of planets. Anytime that events like that happen, there is huge waves of energy. There's a huge wave of a certain age that we are in, okay? So when I thought about the solar eclipse, and folks have yesterday and today, they've been posting this, but I talked to the family about when the Nat Turner movie came out, Birth of a Nation. It pointed out that Brother Tunica, Nat Turner, because his real name was Tunica, tied to the Moorish Washita Nation. So go research that. Brother pulled my coattail on that. I didn't even realize that Brother Nat Turner was really Nat Tunica from the Washita Nation. So anyhow, when he planned that rise up, it was during the time of an eclipse. And when you watch the movie, he kept getting these dreams or these premonitions about this eclipse, and he was in the spirit world going through different initiations. So if you saw the movie Birth of a Nation and you didn't catch that part, you may want to go back and watch it, okay? So he chose to strike during the time of a solar eclipse, the exact same day, okay? So now let's fast forward, and he chose that. Let me be clear. I don't want to brush past that. The reason he chose that was to harvest the energies that came through the planet, okay? And let's also note that the real reason Nat Turner was revolting was to get his family's land back. Okay, so that's really the hidden story they're not telling you. All right, fast forward to today with the eclipse. What is going on in the media that they keep beating to death with a dead horse, cat, rat, and everything else? They're talking about this doggone riot, supposed riot that happened a couple of days ago, and they were putting it in the light of being a racial riot. Okay? So in other words, trying to incite a racial riot among the people as a form of distraction of the people's energies. So in other words, they want the people focused on anger or fear, which keeps you stuck at a fourth dimensional level, and therefore you're not able to get beyond that fourth dimensional level to rise up, to tap into the solar energy to make it work for your advantage. Okay? The solar eclipse is a gateway for the changing of the guards. The changing of the guards from a white supremacy system, and they were telling you that with the riots subliminally. That's why they claim folks were knocking down all of the white supremacist statues. So they know what time the solar eclipse means. It is all about the changing of the guards in the physical realm from the Babylonian white supremacy system, as well as harnessing the new energies to go into the higher realms. Okay, so I'm going to pause. Let Sis Lioness put something on it, and then we're going to take it from there. And I saw somebody else in the queue. I apologize. Get back in the queue. Press *1 if you want to put something on it. Okay, I'll pause Sis Lioness. Sorry.
Okay. Partially, I have to also. This is Mercury in retrograde right now, also until the September the 5th. Okay, and that's why I gave you in the thing. I was under the impression that, and I only have an hour to deal with, maybe a little more than 15 minutes.
You only have an hour. So, absolutely.
But, the situation is such that, yes, we're in these end times. It is definitely, absolutely, unequivocally the end times. And all of the signs, all of the days, all of the events are more than acknowledging and showing that. This is why this changeover, and I want to read you, let me put it this way. Saturday, I was on my call and another call. And Friday, I was on the prior call of somebody else. And then when I woke up Sunday morning, the 13th, now we got the 11th, 12th, 13th, okay? And there was an article that was just right in front of me when I went to check my emails and everything because I was going somewhere. I had to stop dead in my tracks because this article is short but so profound because it gives you everything that has ever happened, but it really shows you the changing into this new energy. With it gives you things in terms of the feminine energy having returned, the serpents of wisdom having returned. And for any of you who do know, one of the prophecies is the birth of a white lion. That happened last Friday night into Saturday, y'all. It is immensely profound, and I would like to read you the article. I ended up doing four number 1, 2, 3, 4 parts of this, and I thought of y'all on this call and on some other things, and the people need it because the people are hurting. Number one, HURTING, because of all of the degradation and pressures and energies and way of life that they have had these many, many eons. It's the change of that kind of life. No more suffering, y'all. I'm giving you a synopsis because we don't have the 4-parter, but you can go to my call and you can definitely hear it. So if you don't mind, I would like to read the short.
Absolutely.
It's a very short article. Okay, and remember, this is the time until the 21st. This is Leo time, lion time, lioness time. The people who are looking for this savior called the Lion of Judah, well, it is true. Each and every one of you have all of the signs of the zodiac within you. But it's very befitting, and I am humbled and grateful. And if you hear the call and see the sights of what you already know, even if you've been with the Bibles or whatever, you will see how this all gels together. And the message to each of you is no more suffering. It is time now for you to stand on your own 2 feet because the sun is going to shine on you. And you're out of Exodus. You're into a new foundation, and it's all going to be beautiful. You're going to have abundance. It's all in this article. So I'm going to read the article first and then see who gets what is really going on. There's layers and layers and layers of information in this short thing, and I say that this was divinely given to me as the lioness, the oneness in and of and for everyone and everything and everybody and all of your bodies. It even gives you what Rhonda was speaking about when she first came on about the physical and the spiritual. Well, there's physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional. And all of those things are in this little article. So I begin. It has a byline of August the 13th, 2017 at 2:10 p.m. Central Standard Time. So just open up your minds and open up your hearts. If you open up your hearts right now and be the lion that you are inside of you, it's smooth sailing and a new heaven, a new earth, and a new way of life for each and every one of you without the cares of drudgery and things like that. Lion rescued from Syria, zoo, gives birth, Jordan Reserve. This culminates with the Federal Reserve, the stuff that's happening there. It is defunct, okay? And it has to do with the so-called governments around the world, and especially this one here, and your finances, your living style, your food, your clothing, your shelter, your way of life is all to change for the better right now if you so just look inside and accept and give your love, to receive your love, to receive your blessings, to receive your abundance, says plural. So it's by an individual named Karen or Karen Laub, L-A-U-B. The letters, the words, in every word in this article is important, profound, double and triple entendres, and biblical, for those who want to know that. Okay, it comes from Souf, capital, all caps, S-O-U-F, Jordan. And this is the Associated Press. So you know that when you hear this, which Associated Press, know that there's still duality until Monday and beyond, because that's the shift, polarized shift, to becoming one, okay, in everything, in every place, in every category. The odds had been stacked against Hajar, capital H-A-J-A-R, comma, a lion cub, baby lion, okay, and Hajar could sound like Hagar, okay? Also note that the Y and the J are interchangeable. So a lion cub born just hours after her mother, Danar, okay? Danielle. So that makes it a lioness. And why it had to be under this sign at this time, because rescued from a defunct zoo. Isn't that what America is? Isn't that what the world is? But especially so-called America, a defunct zoo.
Yep.
In war-torn Syria. You've heard Syria back in the news, okay? This thing is beautiful. War-torn Syria was released. The mother lioness and the baby were released into a wildlife reserve in Jordan. Jordan. J is a Y. Jordan, when I tell you what Dan means, okay? Picture this as first you're caged up somewhere, and then you're free. You have been free. You didn't know it, most. However, you have been freed, and you shall free your own mind, body, spirit, and soul. Monday. It's done already, but you will acknowledge it and take it in and own it yourself. Next paragraph. Dana, the mother goddess, the lioness, the feminine energy, and 12 other animals. Who do you know, or said to have existed, who was one and had 12 animals, or 12 disciples, 12 disciples.
The Christ energy, right.
Yes. Dana and her 12 other animals, including 4 other lions, 2 bears, and 2 tigers, 2 by 2, as well as 4, 4 being foundation, 4 being the forces of nature, and a lot of other things. There's so much in here, okay? All of them, the 13, and this country was based off of 13, as well as 13 is the number of the mother goddess, as well as the number 8. They had barely survived under harsh conditions. So you've been in harsh conditions. You've been in slavery, so they say, but you have in financial and other ways, even if you weren't in physical ways. And mind control.
Yep.
Harsh conditions in the Syrian, as in Sirius A, B, and C, okay, and beyond that, Lyra constellation. Syrian city of Aleppo. Aleppo is very important, very ancient. Until a few months ago, a major battleground, war, disease, conflict, detriment, depression, all of what you've been through in the country's civil war. You supposedly went through a civil war here. You didn't, but that's what they say. This is the next paragraph. They were transported. So when I say Damascus on my call introduction, Damascus means great change.
Got you.
A solar eclipse is issuing in great change. The lunar eclipse from before, it ushered in great change. The new moon, there's 2 new moons in Leo. You don't get that. You don't get that. And then the beginning of July, Judah, and all of the things that happened these last few years and decades and eons. So they were transported. Transportation, okay, teleportation, but a journey. Think of a journey in the Bible. Transported from Syria, which I told people on my call 4 years ago. Syria means and was called in ancient, in the beginning of time, the black pearl of paradise.
Interesting.
So it got a lot of stuff there. So they went from Syria to Turkey and then to Jordan. That's a trek, okay? That's a journey. And why would you have to go out? Consider that the desert. Because it was no longer at that time paradise, yet and still, this is a female lion giving birth. Did not Mary and Joseph have to leave somewhere to go bring about to another place the birth of their son, or as Bobby used to say, Bobby Hammond, the baby Jesus?
Yes.
Then to Jordan, and you look on your maps, do your geography. If you didn't learn the things before, just open and just check different things. It will come to you because your DNA and RNA is changing, and your whole essence of everything is changing. And if it isn't, you got a hole in your soul, okay? And if it is and you don't feel it, then you will by Monday, okay? Just the climaxing of things. They were transported by a group called the International Animal Charity, named the Four, capital FOUR, pause, PAWS. Now that's feet. That means a lot of different things. And it could be the 4 agreements. It's the 4 foundations, okay? Charity. Charity means love and peace. And it means judgment, mercy, okay? So remember, this is going to the 5th dimension. You've been in the 5th dimension. You will solidly be in there with the ushering in of the Aquarian age, now, this is the full passing of the baton from last year's Olympics to this. It's all in here. They were stuck in cages during the 3-week journey. This relates to many things as well, one of which is this particular eclipse is said to be a solar eclipse, and it is said that the moon, which has a 21, 28, 29 and a half day cycle, 3 weeks, okay, journey, and they were caged up, so they were caged, they were in slavery, they were in bondage, ergo, who did the trek all the way through the deserted area, desert, and then they went through the wilderness for how many days? 40. It's kind of close, equivalent, and when you hear how long she gave birth, it's equivalent to that. The journey of you in your own script, in your own suffering, and in your own lifetimes. Okay, and that happened. They arrived at the little A-L, dash, Mawa, capital M-A, apostrophe W-A, Mawa Reserve. This is important because from the name you will get that it is not a reserve like this was associated with when I did the killing of Cecil the lion together with Jericho, his brother, who came and took over the Pride, the group of lions, back in 2015. Okay? So it's all of that. This is the antithesis of that. So this is the flip. This is the shift, which is happening fully Monday. But it's marching already. That's why you're feeling things. Al, and is, I hope Wendell is on because this goes with what he was teaching and showing and presenting as well. Al, little God or big God, royalty, Ma, the mother energy, and the mother lioness, the female, the mom, Wa of the people, the mother of the people. So in a reserve, not the Federal Reserve now, but the reserve genuineness of lovingness, having those particular energies of positivity come out. In northern Jordan, when you get a chance, check northern Jordan and what went on there and what went on in Turkey and what went on there in Syria, Jordan, Turkey, Iraq, Iran, all of that area, okay? In ancient times and now, because you're coming out of bondage, y'all, physically, mentally, spiritually, and all. In northern Jordan on Friday means free day. So if you didn't know you were free before, know that from Friday, when Mama, Lioness, started her labor pains, her own trek through the desert, she was on Friday for all of you. This birth is gigantically symbolic. And I called it out of Damascus, it's a miracle. This also has to do with Ophiuchus and how that was brought about and everything. Next paragraph. Dr. Amir, Khalil means friend, means companion, and other things. And he was a doctor, see, but he was a friendly doctor, not like Dr. Palmer, who killed Cecil, so they said, and was trying to get to kill Jericho, okay? It's beautiful. It says he was a vet. Now, vet can mean that you were aged and experienced in many things, veteran, okay? It also meant that he was a veterinarian. So the duality of just that word vet, and it could be quadality, okay? Because it means you can investigate things and see things and all sorts of stuff like that. A vet who accompanied the animals. So he accompanied the animals. They weren't alone. They had some companionship and they had some protection of sorts. But who also was the one who accompanied all of the children of Israel through the desert, through to get to the wilderness, to get out of the wilderness, to be free. The Exodus, okay? The Exodus. And that's what is happening. The Exodus. You are no longer that same dust of degradation and stuff. You have come to spiritual upliftment. You have come to your Christ consciousness opportunity. If you have not utilized it or brought it out on your own, you're going to get help now from friends, from companions, both earthly and non-earthly. Okay? So, that's my place. And that he said that Dr. Amir, America, Amor, Khalil, the friendly more, the good more, the Baba, who accompanied at all the animals, said Sunday. So Sunday was 8:13. That's the 8 and the values of the 1 and the 3, the 13, which is another 4, another foundation. The duality of these 4s all over the place, bringing in the proper foundation, the new earth. And it's already ready. That second earth is already ready. But this earth here, Mama's, will be revamped, is on its way, has accomplished a lot, and will shine and graduate. Okay, she will give birth and go on about her business in love. The Sunday that he had been worried during the transport, so all the way through the trek, he thought that Dana, the mother, would give birth while in a cage, period. Right now, with what is happening and all of the people here, whatever people, okay, you'll find that out. Working together to bring about your new changes, you inclusive of what you did, but by the works of your hands, but everybody else also, for this new financial system, even if you keep it on that ground. But it's not about money because there is no money. It's not about just finances because it's about your character, your spiritual body, and your mental body, healthy, and your emotional body. So the emotions and the physical and all of that had to be heightened to give birth, to go through labor as an individual and as the animals representation that they're going through the wilderness and trekking all around the place to be able to get to be free. Pharaoh, let my people go, okay? So Dana would give birth while in a cage. He was worried that that would happen. Guess what? That did not happen because you were free on Friday for a lot of reasons because of things that happened last week and during the course of this year and past years and building up to your financial freedom and all sorts of things. But it matters not because you were always free, but now in your mind and in your heart, if you didn't know it, if you couldn't show it, if you didn't live it and breathe it, you should do so now by the energies, the further energies, the fire, the eclipse, the rumblings, the cleansing of the earth. So in such a case, it's unlikely the cub, the baby lion, so this is transition from Babylon to all of the other countries there, but there, I have to tell you, there, thinking that it's the Middle East or the Mediterranean area, is right over here.
That's right.
Over here. And this is showing it in here. In such a case, it's unlikely the cub would have survived, he said. Amir said, the companion, the friendly companion, the veterinarian said that because of all of the problems and being caged up and frightened, no more fear, y'all. Mama Lioness no longer had to put all of these pressures on. Mother Earth no longer has to take on all of these pressures. and degradation and disrespect. No more of that. So because she got to go where she went, and the next paragraph is going to blow your wig. She was able to survive because she had the other animals, the bear. Okay, look in the sky, the bear. And a tiger is like a lion. It's just in different places. But they were all brought here, just like all this melting pot, they say, of all the different groups of people, nations across, people of nations across the world. So she survived, okay? But this is Sunday that he's talking about. She began on Friday night. So that's 3 days. That's a triune. That's a triplicity, okay? So it's all of that as well. Instead, Hajar, that's the baby cub's name, Hajar. Change that J to a Y, Hayar. You can make it a G. You can also make it a Z. The Z is a place name. Sorry, the people outside are doing the doing the lawn. Okay, Hajar, and Hajar is Arabic for quote unquote the THE immigrant. So that's why you have this thing about what they're talking about. Immigration is not what you understand about what they're really talking about. And I broke this down, every word, when as I was going through reading, it was just popping all over the place. I am me, Grant. So I am me as a grantor, which makes you free anyway, in control of your own self. Okay, you don't have any straw man. You are not a straw man. The straw man that they used to see next to the lion is not that. Is not that. Is not that. You are greater than all that. We are telling you, we are showing you, but you know yourself, and you just have to remember and stand tall and be mature. So this immigrant, I am guarantor, and when you're born, you're free anyway, so you've been free all your life, was born sometime in the night from Friday, from Free Day, from Erzuli Freya Day to Saturday. So Saturn, but see, Saturn now is aligned with Mars, do the fifth dimension thing, okay, do the Lily, Jupiter, all of them are aligned. And also Saturn is my friend now. Sometimes, some 7 years, it's restrictive, putting you in a cage. Some other 7 years, it's massive and open, responsible to you to uplift you in freedom. So in the tranquility, tranquility, peace, you're at peace. You will find Jerusalem, the city of peace, the king of righteousness. Melchizedek also, that could be who Khalil is, okay? Or it could be Moses. Okay, multiple, double, triple, whatever entendres. So instead, Hajar, Arabic for the immigrant, I am the guarantor of myself, was born sometime in the night from Friday to Saturday, comma, in the tranquility, so in the peace and serenity of the wooded, WOODED reserve, in the forest, greenery, freedom, okay, outside of the turmoil, period. Staff at the reserve discovered the cub when they checked on Dana on Saturday morning. So they don't know when the child was born, actually, okay? When the baby lion was born, because they didn't check Friday, and she was coming out of the wilderness, out of the desert. Exodus, okay? Exodus. Khalil said he believes the lioness, the one that's in and of him for everybody, waited for a safe space, SPACE, a safe space. That's what's been happening in order to give you. I know some of you have seen on YouTube and other yakking about the TD accounts and your social security and trying to make you go do this and that, and you have to do that. You were free when you were born, okay? And you're out of the reserve already, so why you got to go put in more paperwork and stuff like that? But those accounts are yours, just as this little baby lion, well, you're going to come to see that it is also a lioness, a baby lioness, because that continuation of bringing back from that seesaw where this was a patriarchal society, it is now packed with more force, the return of the serpents of wisdom, the return of the lioness, the return of the feminine energy, and it has to come from many different avenues, places, and people and animals in order to bring this about. And it started already, and it will culminate on Monday. So she's in tranquility and all. She was able to give birth. Saturday morning, they found her. Two hers, okay? The duality again. Then, next paragraph. Khalil said he believes the lioness waited for a safe space to give birth. Mother energy. Mother. And he goes on to say, quote unquote, she is a mom. She had the instinct. So that's the intuition, okay? That the feminine energy brings. And he goes to say, he said, it's a miracle. That's why I named it out of Damascus, out of the treasury, obstacles, suffering. It's a miracle because it is a miracle. You are a miracle, and you're going to see more of them because it's done. The cub is white, but it doesn't mean white as in pigmentation. It means white as the symbol from the prophecies. You can go check all of them. The white buffalo has already come. The last sign was to be the white lion. That was the last sign of the ends of time, which is now. The cub is white, meaning enlightenment, bringing enlightenment and love and peace and leveling of all situations so that you can lift yourself up and go into your rightful stead without fear, no more fear. The cub is white, a color that might change later. Okay, this is referring to the Aboriginal Indians. And it'll be fine. But some of the people that you hear today telling you about, okay, go get these funds and blah, 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 they're not talking about the Aboriginal Indigenous. And how I found this was I was on some other calls fighting for us. If they don't bring that up, then it ain't the end all and be all, y'all. Because you are the original. A color that might change later and weighs, WEIGHS, an estimated 1.5 on up to 2 kilograms. In parentheses, they say that that's 3.3 on up to 4.4 pounds. Look at that, the 33. So you got to the Christ consciousness. The 44, you're growing more and more because it's the raising of your consciousness level. But you got to the Christ consciousness. This little baby is the baby Jesus, if you want to put it that way. But it is, the J is a Y, so YES dash US. So yes, us. Yes, us. The US. Yes, it is us, okay? Free. Make no doubt about it. And the 1.5 is a 1 in the 5, the all-encompassing one, the all there is with the 5. 5, grace, mercy, and judgment. Judgment not like what you think, but still it is there. And the fullness thereof. Together is the 6. The 6 is friendship, love, and abundance. And the 2 is the beauty and the abundance. So that was the beautiful little baby. But it wasn't a boy, it was a girl. Because that's negative energy, not negative energy, a negative charge, which only the female holds. That's a spark, that LP40 inside of you that gets you to move your masculine side in unison together to bring about unity so that you get the job done. Said Khalil, who hasn't been able yet to examine Hajar. So he couldn't get near the mother because the mother is protective of you. The lioness is the protector and provider for children, all children. She'll take care of everybody's children, as well as the adolescents and all the way up to the elders. Mm-hmm. And that's why he couldn't. But the gender, he says, is still unknown. Yet throughout this whole thing, everybody was calling the cub her, because it was a lioness.
Right.
On Sunday, the cub was mostly sleeping next to the mother in a cage in the reserve. So see, some of this stuff about going back and dealing with these so-called accounts, which are real, more than you can imagine, and the volume within it is more than anybody can imagine. Each and every multiple one of them, on the concrete level, on the monetary, there is no money, on the fiscal, financial level, but also in all other levels. That mother is protective, and if they were in a cage, if they were at the start of this, the people around them still had them in a cage, or even on the reserve, even at the safe category, okay? But it was not the same because something else happens. Anyway, the mother has been bonding with the cub, nursing and cleaning. So bonding, those are still words that are used in the financial. But we will bring it back out of there. We're going to bond together to first help yourself and then others. Nursing, lions, mothers are nurturers. And then it says, and cleaning it. So we're showing the hygiene, the health, the consideration of, I'm not letting anybody near my cub about the DNA either. Okay?
Right.
And that's what people should do with the placenta. Don't give it when you go to a hospital. I say don't go to a hospital, but you do as you wish. But take it away and bury it. Or do what you think when you find out what rituals that we have, miracles that we have with own lineage and things like that, ancient and brought down culturally to do, because they use those things, your placenta, for other means. And ultrasound, what's an ultrasound? Could be a trumpet, the final trumpet, y'all, as well as the final prophecy coming with the white baby lion. It doesn't mean they don't have pigment, because their eyes and every place else, it means their fur, their coat is just white, not their inside, not the melanin that is necessary to perform all the tasks. They are still heavily melanated beings. So the mother has been bonding with the cub and nursing and cleaning it. The ultrasound performed on Dana,
and I think of DNA every time you say Dana, DNA, but sorry, sis, go ahead on.
Yeah, it's all of that in there too, as well as the tribe of Dan, the Tuatha Danann, and things like that. It's all of those different scenarios. There's so many layers with each and every word, the meaning, the fullness thereof of everything. So Dana, and I'm also saying Dana, like people are worried about the
dinar. I caught that.
I'm utilizing it for all of those reasons. but that's in here too. So on Dana during the stopover in Turkey. So the stopover, Passover, delay. You, the ones who supposedly came as slaves, you had to stop over someplace to get redocumentated and all like that. But this is referring also because of the name Syria, Turkey, and Jordan, that whole area, as if this was the trip, okay, of the Exodus and the Passover, which is Monday, because the sun and the moon, but there's somebody else there called Rahu, or capital Rahu, Ra King Hu. It's all good. In Turkey, and you know there was problems between here and Turkey and all like that, but also the name Mary and the mother of Mary and Mary Magdalene, the wife of the baby Jesus later on. Turkey, it's a lot of things, and Noah, 2 by 2, the ark and all like that, but it's also over here. In so in Turkey showed that she carried 2 cups. So within her belly, within the belly of the beast, because don't they call the lion the beast?
Yeah.
Okay, within the belly of the beast, we have to take the negative connotations of what they put words out there for and bring it back to
into the positive. That's right.
Miracles and way of life and energy, use of energy for greatness, for goodness, for love, and for togetherness and the fullness that way. Turkey showed that she carried 2 cups, so 2 baby lions, and there are 2 Babylons, and there's a book called The 2 Babylons, okay? Khalil said, it is unclear whether, and the weather is all over the place, okay, but this is WHETHER, but it's still about the weather, and whether or not the second cub, 2 by 2, okay, and the duality and the twins, because the original problem is from the twins, the 2 brothers. My great buddy, and I hope he still thinks I'm saying he's my buddy, Wendell. 2 brothers. It's a story. It's about the 2 brothers because one of them thought that the mama didn't love him, but that's all. That's
the Enki and Lil is what you're referring to, but yes.
And other names, and within every culture they're there. So
right.
Is still waiting to be born. At this time of this writing of this article, the second cub is still waiting to be born. So that was Sunday when she wrote it and she put it out, the lady Karen Loud. And when the doctor found the baby. So it is still waiting to be born, or whether it was born dead close to the time of Hajar's birth and was eaten, Eaten, by the mother. That doesn't mean she was cannibalistic, y'all. That means that she was protecting her DNA. She was bringing back inside of herself that which was hers because she knew she was in hostile territory. And at the time of Hajar's birth, this is also Isaac and all of them, okay, with Hagar. Y'all who know the Bible, y'all deal with that. The vet said the team, so that staff of people from that charity foundation that helped her, the lioness, to give birth in a tranquil place. The vet, Dr. Khalil, said the team will wait for a possible second birth. second coming, second birth, the duality of nature, but even with that, two become one. The two in her belly became one life. And again, the baby, the white Babylon, baby lion, had a live birth. Don't let anybody tell you that you were dead and cast at sea. You on land. They're on the reserve. They came into the wilderness in the wooded area. So the wooded area is land. All of this is there. So they were going to wait until Monday. And if that hadn't happened, they were going to conduct a second ultrasound. So that's the second trumpet, y'all. Ultrasound. To determine the next step. I say to you that the last few weeks and months, and every time that you thought that something was being delayed because it is really coming to you, it may not have been coming to you by who was saying doo-doo and woo-boo, woo-boo and all like that, a couple of years ago, but
right.
It is that this must happen because it was divinely ordained. Divine doesn't necessarily mean scoop stuff. It means the massiveness of it all and the really planned out thing, of which this has all been planned out. But with each step, sometimes you have to adjust if you really run the project office or if you're just running your mouth somewhere. If you're really running the project office, then you make sure at every step, if it doesn't look safe and tranquil and have a safe space to give birth to something new, then you hold off and see what your next step is going to be. But you know the opportunities that you have. You know that you have set up contingency plans. And only when it's safe will all of us see what is your inheritance, and it will be given to you without all of the bull of the paperwork or this, that. It might be something little, but it ain't all of this, rigmarole that's out there right now. And the rigmarole is to get you to sign yourself back into the system that you're already out of. And you are out of the matrix. You just don't know it fully yet. Because she's out of the cage. The cage is the matrix. The reserve, only two more paragraphs. The reserve now has 25 lions. 25 lions, the 2 and the 5. The beauty and the abundance of the grace and the mercy and the judgment. And the lion is the king, whether it's male or female. King of hearts and also king of kings. Tigers and bears. Bears, check out the bear constellation. Check out the bear symbology from all of the native and or aboriginal people with their signs of the animals. And look at all of them were talking to each other. Back in paradise, we were all talking to each other. So the bears and the tigers and the 25 lions. 25 lions. Rescued from war zones. This was a war zone here. Civil War was a war zone, so they said it wasn't based upon the topics that people think it was. But that's everything is crumbling right now. So the zones across the conflict-scarred region, over there to the east and over here to the west, including Iraq. So Iraq and Iroquois, told y'all long ago, it's the same people, and it's the same as who we are here and in a lot of other spaces. And ergo, that's why Guam was brought up recently, because they are their own people. And then there are still the Cha Moros, capital C-H-A, Cha, as in cat, force. So they are the head cats. And they still have their communication. They still have their matriarchal society. They still do things in unison. They still care about each other. And also the Gaza Strip. The Gaza Strip has been in turmoil since back with the two brothers. and the sister, and all the cousins, and the other mixed up family members, okay? All of that's even killed, and the real Israel, the lion, the baby lion, is going to be shown, and the symbol truly brought out, different from the fake Israel that was put together by the Balfour Agreement and all like that, okay? The birth of the cub is a powerful symbol of hope, said Khalil. And his quote is, "After the dark, there is light, enlightenment, growth, life, love, and laughter." He said with a wide, wide smile, period. End of the thing. The sub heading theme of all of this was, look at all of these powerful symbols of hope, discernment, and dreams come true. I say to you, get all of this, work it, discern it, decipher it, so that you know all your dreams, if you have any, shall come true right now. And if you don't, ergo, there is still the Mercury in retrograde until September the 5th, 5. A 9 and a 5 is 14. That's a kickoff of the Osiris and Osiris, okay? If it's a 7, which that's the real number, 7 and a 5 is 12. That's mighty, mighty 3, but the 1 and the 2, you still get your abundance in a little while. This time, right now, with the changing of all the guards, okay? And I say light, love, and laughter to you. There's pictures. There was captions under the picture, but it was really short. And that's what I wanted to bring to you, because the 4 paws, the FOURPAWS, that's the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Ah, got you.
This led me to, you have to look up Kerios. Kerios ended up being Judas Iscariot. So again, the crucifixion. No more crucifixion, y'all, if you have raised yourself up to your Christ consciousness level.
Right.
Yes, it is. And then so many different things. And Judas means Judah. So you are a Lion of Judah. In the zodiac, within you, you have everything that I, the lioness, have, that any lioness has, because you have all of the signs and symbols of primordial man, prime man, original indigenous man, who is male and female, okay? And you have the spark of the mother, that charge that gets everything going. And if you go through all of your journey into every sign and symbol and learn your lessons to get your blessings, then you must become the lion or the lioness in order to raise up and receive that which has been in protective custody just for you. So,
all right. Okay,
thank
sis,
you.
I'm not sure if you're taking off. I'm going to bring you
15 minutes if you want.
Okay.
I can give you 15 minutes.
All right, because 470's been holding for quite a while.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to bring them on, and before you get off, you need to tell the family, because you're having a call right after this if they want to join you. I think you said at 9 o'clock. So let me bring this person on, 470. 470, thank you for being patient. Your line is open.
Greetings, beloved sister.
I didn't know that was you. You've been holding all that time. Hey, brother. I'm not used to that 470 number. Greetings.
Nice to meet you, Sean.
Love you, Sister Lioness. I just love knowing you.
Thank you.
Just keep doing what you're doing. I have nothing to say. I'm just contributing energy. I want you to keep going. I just want you to keep going.
Okay. So
thank you. I appreciate you too.
Well, sis, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't give you the meaning of Daniel. God is judged, but that came from Rachel when she was giving birth. Okay, it wasn't that. It was the true meaning was that he had blessed her. So they said with a mild birth. So he judged her to be worthy enough because she had met the works of her hands in order to have a smooth birth, a smooth transition. So they've left out or distorted many things. It means generosity. It means tribe of Dan, Tuatha Danann, okay? And the Dan, and the Din all mean the same thing. So you are the earth, upholder of good. Now, even if you think you did something wrong before, uphold the good in you and outside of you, and you'll be fine. Flowing down, the abundance is flowing down. Let your love from your heart flow out. Make sure you take care of you first, and then your closeness, like the cubs of yours, the family of yours, and extend it. Then you extend it to your neighbor and your community, just like when you get this so-called finances, okay? It's the protector and wealthy. At the same time, you are a protector and you are wealthy. So that's what Dana was, because she was a lioness and the possessor of goods and gold. It also means black pearl. Then you go into Jordan, and the tribe of Dan. The Dan was the fifth son. So now you know that there's 3 of them out there. This might have been the 5th one. We're in the 5th dimension. All of these
Dr. Blair said that. Dr. Blair said that.
One quote that they on high wanted me to make sure to say. This is a quote. No one will be declared righteous by just following the law. You must have faith. And this said that the lioness had faith in herself to take those 2 beautiful lives inside of her and herself. So she had confidence. She had inner self-worth, and she got herself along with others, because those other animals were following her because they were her disciples. Okay, she's the king of the jungle as well, but the reserve, the woodedness, the paradise. So she got them too and herself onto freedom. So she had faith. Have faith in yourself, because they don't want you to have faith in yourself.
That's right.
And if you do that, you can make it through. So that's the part I left out. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, sis. So please tell us what time. I think you told me 9 o'clock. We're on Eastern time, so 45 minutes. Are you still going to do a show tonight extending the Damascus?
No, I did 4. I'm doing a call tonight, but I mean, you know, I still might work something in there or out of there. But
okay.
I did 4 separate calls already of hours and hours, and the number is, the replay number is 712 432
432
6. Then 6190. Excuse me. Then you have to put in the participant code. 9193 9318, and you must put the pound sign in.
Okay, so
then,
7.
No. Oh, there's still the separate 4 things. You have to put in the ID. That's the other reason why I want to switch over.
Yeah, that's a lot. Okay.
Yeah, it's 81417 is for part 1. Now you must put the pound sign at the end of each of these. one by one, okay? But part 2 is 8141702 or 02. And 3 is 03 and 4 is 04. And just make sure to put the pound sign or the number sign at the end of it. And then you can hear the recordings together with what you've heard me read and see what you get from it and all like that. And, sometime in the future. But I knew it was important enough when I first read it to myself that people needed this to hold on to have faith in themselves for Monday, because they've let out schools in different places. I don't know about where you are or anybody else, but different people are calling. They're closing the schools for Monday, and they say if you do bring your children to school, they're going to be on lockdown, which also, at the same time as the eclipse, there's a nationwide emergency exercise. And it's going to continue for days. So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
What is the number to the call in 45 minutes?
Okay, it's 9. I'm so tired. I've been on the go forever.
I know, and I'm trying to give you a break. Okay, 712.
432. 6100 is the call-in number.
Okay.
And then put that same participant code 91939318 and the
pound sound. Okay.
And then Wednesday I will be moving to Blog Talk Radio.
Yay!
On Wednesdays and Saturdays. So we can that way. And thank you so much. I hope that people got this. It was meant for you and others. You, the people. For the people, for the people, for the people.
Well, thank you, sis. I know you're tired. We'll let you go so you can start up your 9 o'clock call. And I'll post it out on the Truth Uncompromised Facebook page for the family, the archive information, and the call that's starting up in 43 minutes.
Thank you, dear.
Okay, thank you, Sis Lioness. Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Bye.
Okay. Okay, family. So I will get that call number out on the Truth Uncompromised Facebook page. I'll try to squeeze it in because we're only going to be on until 9 o'clock. And the reason I did that, so you all, if you want to go listen to Sis Lioness call right after that, you can do that as well. So just to sum up again, why we decided to team up with Sis Lioness tonight to have this call, so we can all be aware of how important this solar eclipse is. It's all about the energy. So hopefully what we've been discussing over this past, about a year now, you are inner and overstanding. This is all about you coming into your Christ consciousness, meaning you raising your Kundalini energy, activating the crown chakra. So this solar eclipse brings in a fresh wave of powerful, powerful energy that you as a divine being, as that crystallized being, have the right. It is your birthright. It is in your DNA to harness that energy to your advantage. Okay? So although I've heard folks was hitting me up with emails, they say don't use the solar eclipse energy, don't go out. First of all, why would that make sense if you're telling me that they're using the energy, but you ain't supposed to use the energy, that's what has been happening to us all of this time, because we have allowed folks to harness your birthright energy. And this goes into the physical as well. Giving folks energy with your attention, idolizing folks, putting them on pedestals as a messiah, feeding the gods instead of activating the God in you. That's what this is about. Step up and take your birthright. Activate your DNA. Go within. This is the changing of the guard. The old system, the old ways are done. You are the Christ. You are the crystalline being. Step up and take your place on your throne. So I'll pause, Brother Sean, in case you want to put something on it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the eclipse can be viewed as the false light being blocked off. This is your opportunity to truly shine as you are. Don't shine back in. We've been saying this for the longest on the show. Don't go off that paperwork. This is spiritual work. You binding yourself with language again. Sigils, magic, and you binding yourself. This is the time that you're free. You're already out. Don't climb back in because you're chasing material stuff. Money. It's not real. You're chasing a thought that you're greater than, that you give it energy. Let that go. Return back to mother. That's that divine feminine energy. Ain't no place to hide from it. It's useless.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So again, just to recap for those that are still unclear, they're unfamiliar. Well, what are you saying? You know, L, what are you exactly saying I'm supposed to be MFing doing? What you are supposed to be doing is manifesting the world, the environment that you say you want. And that's whether or not from the physical standpoint of abundance, peace, love. So you say, how do you do that? You do that with your thoughts, with your intention. You write it down. You speak it. You think it. This is the time where you be the creator that you are. If you say you want abundance, create it. If you say you want peace, create it. You are the crystalline being. You have every power. It is your birthright to create whatever reality you want. Gone are the days of you being bound by ignorance, bound by a system, bound by a demon. But you have to activate the God, the crystalline within you to make it happen. And you do that by your thoughts. Because if you don't believe you those things, then guess what? You ain't those things. If you believe you got to wait on somebody to do X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3 for you, then guess what? You're going to be waiting. I'm going to give you a disclosure. You're going to be waiting a long-ass time. Now is the age of knowing and being the creator that you are. Let me go to 256. Here we go. 256, your line is open.
Yeah, 256 here. A beautiful day in Alabama. I guess it's working because that's what I wanted, a Saturday call.
So you created it. Greetings, sis.
And I'm reading on your page talking about we're having that call on Saturday. And I'm like sitting here all day waiting for the call to come on. So I had a couple questions for Sis Lioness because it's going to be a very interesting week. I'm watching videos, and they're talking about a whole lot of stuff. And Sunday, I guess, supposed to be the last day of the 5777 year, and then Monday with the eclipse. This is what I'm taking from these videos. Is Monday with the eclipse and the first day of the new year, 5778. I'm like, Sis Lioness, what are you going to make out of that? Oh, okay, and then these, they always talking about the 12 sign stuff. I still don't understand that. And where is that? And those were the questions I had for her. Where is this 12 sign event in this scenario? And then, since the new year is starting, it's supposed to be also the beginning of the 7-year tribulation. So I'm like, Sis Lioness, how are we going to have all this, whatever she was saying about prosperity, I forget how she phrased it, in this tribulation 7-year period. So I just wanted to chime in and say, hey, thanks for a Saturday call, and I'm just sitting back enjoying it, listening. I'm jumping off. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Sis Amir. Before I forget, I'm going to answer the questions to the best that I can, but you're also free to join Sis Lioness in 30 minutes. You can join her at 712-432-6100, and the passcode is 919-393-18. Again, you can join Sis Lioness in 30 minutes. She starts at 9 o'clock Eastern Time at 712-432-6100, passcode 919-393-18. Okay, so I'll answer it the best that I could. I'm going to start out with where you mentioned about the 12. Anytime you hear the number 12, they're either referring to the biblical terms of 12 disciples. That equates to, in the cosmos, the 12 zodiac. Okay? Those 12 zodiac, we've talked about that several times on this show. Those zodiacs represent the ages and energies of this planet. It's very important information because the cosmos, which is why our ancestors was very much so into astrology, they could watch the cosmos and they could tell us what age we were in. So meaning golden age, dark age, bronze age, when we were coming into a new age, when we were leaving out of an age, how far along we are in the current age. So that's what the 12 represents. It is referring to the age, the golden age that we are going into. And if you listen to the show, I can't remember if we said last week or week before last, we talked about the number 13. And the number 13 means hidden. And they just revealed that we have a 13th zodiac that was, quote, quote, discovered. That 13th zodiac represents the veil being unlifted for us to go beyond the 12 zodiac, going beyond the unknown. That's what the 13 represents. So you have to equate anything that's done on the physical level. So whether that be wars, whether that be the financial system, and if you don't understand what I'm saying, replay this call. Sis Lioness, when she was reading through that material, she very clearly started to tie in the financial system to the energy levels that are happening in the now. Okay? She kept mentioning the word federal, being caged up, the mother and the baby coming out of the cage into the wilderness. Okay? Anything on this planet from a physical perspective has a spiritual component. Okay? You create things in the in the spiritual realm. Everything happens in the spiritual realm first. It manifests into the physical. Our ancestors already knew that we were going to fall. They knew we were going to go into slavery. They knew that we were going to have an exodus. They knew that we were going to retake the throne. What this is all about is us coming through the exodus. Monday the solar eclipse represents the Passover, going into freedom. But what we are saying to you is you cannot think that someone is going to do it for you. This is about you, as whether you want to say sovereign being or not. This is about you being the divine being to take this opportunity to do it for yourself. And that comes with, like I said, you thinking it, you writing it, you having the intention. Be the creator that you were born to be. So I'll pause for the Sean in case you have something to put on it.
We could also look at this in another vein. People always holler in unity, but you could take sports, for instance. It's one team versus another, and we put our kids off into this early, teaching them to be divided. I mean, look at the mindset and all the hours that are put into teaching our children to be divided, how to conquer their own brother or sister in a quote-unquote sporting event, entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
It's happening on the spiritual level first, and all the power and energy that's put into it. And we sit up and we cheer for our children to knock another person's child down or to humiliate another person's child, all for sport. I mean, I know that's going to hit a lot of people hard, considering the way that people love sports.
Which are rigged, but anyway.
And it's going to be plenty of sporting events jumping off Monday. But don't be surprised if some of those telecasts are interrupted, that those so-called satellite signals don't go through. Yeah.
Very, very good point, Brother Sean. Very good point. So, family, that's what I do want to share with you because we have a couple minutes. Brother O'Shea Kafour, he put out an excellent piece. It's literally only 3 minutes talking about the eclipse. It's close to 4 minutes. I want you to hear this because it also kind of drive home the point what Sis Lioness was saying. You take this opportunity, this energy to know that you are the divine being that has everything you need within you to make it happen. So let me play this. This is by O'Shea Kafour, and he's talking about the upcoming eclipse. So here we go.
Okay, I'm going to break it down. Now, we have something that's called melanocytes. And we have a distinct carbon in our eyes that I call a disk. And this disk correlates to the carbon or the energy being distributed from lunar eclipse and solar eclipse, especially the solar eclipse. Because you have to understand that so-called black people have solar cells. When you look at these buildings downtown in New York, Atlanta, stuff like that, they are using solar panels from your DNA. The funeral homes, what they do is they sell the organs to certain corporations when people so-called die, so that they can use this stuff as products for their buildings so they won't burn. Because by way of photosynthesis, the sunlight burns the panel on these buildings, so for them to save money, they use our DNA, which is the solar cells. It's called melanocytes. Now, the eclipse that's coming is going to distribute a certain type of energy to activate DNA in certain people. A lot of people is not going to be the same after this. We talk about the Mandela effect. The eclipse plays out exactly like the thing in the Men in Black movie. The thing where you push the button and it takes a lot of memory from you. It's going to take a lot of memory from people, but it's also going to take a lot of people into the future. Meaning that you're still going to be here on the earth and be aware of where you are, but you're going to have so much intelligence. It's just like you're going to fly through a computer so fast, mentally, and in your dreams. A lot of people in their dreams. But the thing is, you have to stand inside of the earth. During this lunar and solar eclipse, any type of eclipse, stand inside of the soil barefoot so that you can have energy transferred into your DNA, because you have certain DNA that has to come online. We are the real internet. We have to come online by way of certain energy. Books is not going to open up your DNA. Your book is the universe. So when the universe has certain events, which is a tradition, that anytime you hear an eclipse, this is a code for scientists as a tradition for certain energies that's going to be activated in this realm. So during this upcoming eclipse, the government is going to have a lot of their satellites and wind towers on. They're going to cut the CERN on as well, so that they can intercept certain souls from going into the spine of certain women to give birth. Because any full moon after this eclipse, the energies in the womb of certain women is going to intercept it, and they know that. So they're going to put code red on certain hospitals too, on certain or specific dates. So y'all got to be careful about giving your DNA up so fast. So what I'm telling you is, now you have contracts. You have certain governmental agencies in certain states making people sign contracts to wear solar shades. Why would you have to have solar shades on when your eyes already have solar in them? You have melanin in your eyes already, which is going to convert this energy, this distinct energy, into intelligence. It's going to convert this distinct energy into intelligence. Why all of a sudden now, during an eclipse, the government want to make contracts? They're in an uproar. They scared of something. They know something that you don't know. And so therefore, they have to put you under fear status so that you will shut down during this tradition of the ancestors. The ancestors is trying to transfer certain things from parallel universes. A lot of people is going to fast forward into what we call the future. And while you are fast forwarding, you're going to be picking up certain intelligence. And they don't want you to know this or do this because they can't keep tabs on us like they used to. Certain people that you call black leaders had a lot of things in their DNA. This stuff didn't get out. It's just like with Hitler. Hitler studied comedic sciences and knew the traditions of the sun, the moon, the stars, and certain eclipses. So it's time for us to wake up, people. Do not allow these people to scare you. Remember that the conscious is the new sleep. The conscious, anybody that claim they conscious, they tell you that they are asleep. Wake up, people. Black Science TV 111, Osei Kafour, I'm out.
All right. So that was Brother Osei Kafour speaking on the eclipse. I know our time is short, so I do want to read this article. A sis sent it to me. Now, she sent this to me last month, and I didn't get a chance to look at it, but I went in my email and saw it today, and I said, oh, my goodness, sis, I'm just getting to this. But I know why I'm just getting to this today. So the name of the article is The Metaphoric and Mystical August Eclipse. This is off of a website called Out of Mind. They posted this on 7/19. It says, the August Eclipse, Metaphoric and Mystical. Blessings, beloved light tribe. The August eclipse is deeply esoteric, which is why we are guided to utilize it for complete activation of the new Earth crystalline grids. A total solar eclipse crossing the entire United States is a rare event. In this year of dropping old timelines, while simultaneously amplifying the higher timelines of ascension. This eclipse presents yet another powerful turning point for a palpable external manifestation of what is occurring with the higher light. Our August Gateway Passage opens on August 3rd. That's what this Lioness said, including the Lion's Gate on the 8/8, the total solar eclipse on August 21st, and extends until August 25th. So you've already got the dates, family, on when to do your deep manifestations, creating what you want. August 21st through August 25th. Of course, you could continue, but I'm just giving you those dates to take advantage of that powerful energy wave coming through. This wave of light assists us in dissolving reality, which do not serve the collective highest interest. It also provides an activation of ancient encodements, structures, and intentions set in place for this possible scenario, while lighting up the new Earth crystalline grid network. New moon peak is Monday, August 21st at 11:31 a.m. Pacific. A total eclipse of the sun will be visible from the United States along the path of totality from 10:30 a.m. p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern. The sun's cornea is revealed for over 2 minutes in the path of totality, which cuts diagonally from Oregon to South Carolina. Now, those of you that have studied the true path of trails of the true Indians, which are the melanated people, you should know how important that Oregon and South Carolina grid is. Okay, if not, you got some research to do. Okay, activation of the Christ crown. There they said the Christian crown. And Earth-Moon-Sun alignment allows us to see a blazing display of the sun's cornea. This giant stellar vision of the solar crown passes from the Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean. The solar crown is a representation of the Christian attainment, a blessing of the Christ consciousness. Perspective check. This is not about the moon blocking the sun. It is about the sun's glory being revealed, the cornea or crown of light. We get our crowns back. This isn't hierarchy. It dissolves the old story of bloodline lineage being the path to glory. Unity consciousness operating as a unified humanity takes the crown. Many of you have seen the crown in different forms over the last few years. Your own coronations, the divine feminine wearing the crown of Christian embodiment, or visions of a great crown around Gaia or Mama Earth. We now prepare to escalate this on a global scale. The eclipse energy has a purifying mystical effect. Anything could occur. In our rapidly complexing year of 2017, the shift resolves old stories and old timelines, so we may move fully into unity without restriction. The higher realms will unify with us to create a clearing of timeline, Akashic memory, and emotions which limit our full embodiment. This is already occurring, which is why we sense deep peace even as our experiences grow more bizarre. The crown is a massive blessing to the whole planet, not just the U.S., which calls forth the next vibrational level of our ascension experience. The crown and royalty dynamic is not bloodline related. There is no exclusivity. In the choice to ascend, divine love is as divine love does. It is a state of beingness within the now. Light encodement with human DNA holds the possibility of ascending to Christ consciousness on behalf of the overarching galactic plan of unity. Yes, many of us carry star lineage DNA with markers for Christ embodiment within us that allowed us to wake up first and get into service. The now intention is to embody the crystalline consciousness in order to make it available for all willing hearts via the unified morphophotogenic fields and crystalline grid system. We surge these DNA encodements for ascension into the crystalline New Earth grids and human heart grids. Wearing the crown is responsibility, responsible creation. I asked what this new royalty felt like. In a vision during the Unity meditation last week, I was taken to a high balcony under an archway overlooking a large ancient civilization. A star elder walked with me to the railing overlooking the vast town below. My escort shared, "This is what it is like." I felt the responsibility to maintain peace, the patience of immortality, and a deep love for humanity, source, and all of creation. That vibrational resonates of divine stewardship is a perfect heart space to be in right now. United States of Consciousness, North America, and particularly the United States, hold deep intentions for the new earth, the golden age, and the ascension. Throw away the old timelines, belief about negative symbols, and agendas. Love light is victorious. All is at hand. The native civilizations knew this. The brotherhoods and sisterhoods of light came here because of this. Atlantean and Lemurians encoded the crystal beads, aquifers, and mountains and created sacred sites beneath and above the ground. Debate during this passage. Many of you remember these intentions as you travel, performing activations and grid work. It is built into your DNA. Bodied with encoded DNA plus location plus highest intent equals activation for you and the crystalline grid systems. It wakes up the space for others and unifies us in the etheric planes. Resolution of conflict awakened to unity. The ocean-to-ocean pathway of the eclipse also unifies two ancient civilizations, Lemuria from the Pacific Ocean and Atlantean from the Atlantic Ocean. Yes, we had our conflicts back in the day. Neither of these civilizations was perfect. We all had our agendas and belief on how to live on Gaia. Praise all that is that we are learning to unify as one and transcend our journeys here in this ascension process. Source will not have it any other way in this universal rewrite, and we are comprehending this at last. Okay. Hopefully you all can still hear me. It doesn't sound like I'm on air. Somebody hit me up via text to let me know if I'm still on air. So I'm going to continue reading. Hopefully we are still on air. I could have sworn I heard myself drop. Okay, somebody said we are. Okay, I don't know what happened. Okay, so Lemuria energy is of the heart, the pacified, Pacific, easygoing, back to the land, aloha vibe. It exists all over the planet. However, the Pacific Ocean carries the energy of Mu, the lost Lemurian land. Lemur means ghost or spirit. Our form was more light-based until the global fall into density. Atlantean energy is of the mind, the busy, technical, beautifully geeky aspect of the Atlantic. This also exists globally and is amplified in the Atlantic Ocean, where most of that civilization existed prior to its destruction. Both civilizations were highly creative. Both civilizations had good intentions. Both worked with both the heart and the mind. There was more balance. We journeyed into density together as a way to resolve the higher realm issues with unifying heart and mind, learning unconditional love and prioritizing service for the good of all concerned over personal interests. We may not have respected each other's choices back in the day. However, the finger pointing of who is to blame for global disasters is over. We now connect the heart and mind to create a brand new paradigm. These ancient conflicts go back before the Lemurian Atlantean era. Stellar conflicts are reflected all over this galaxy. Starseeds understand that our activities here resolve massive galactic karma. Move it forward into recent history, and we see the reflection of the same conflicts. This has been discussed in the New Age community for decades, often used to stall our progress toward unity. The blame game conspiracy obsession. How beautiful to see these storylines end. No more judgment, all is forgiven and resolved. Feel that, beloved. Resolution of conflict, resolution of timelines. Resolution is the lower density reflection of working out what has occurred in the higher realms. I just said that. It starts in the physical, starts in the spiritual, comes down to the physical. Universal level issues get resolved through activities in your lower realms, such as planet diving into density or high-level beings fractionalizing into form. This activity resolves, completes, and rebalances issues which happen at higher levels as above, so below. One big fractionalization operation to self-correct the universe back into harmony so we may become something new. You are witnessing the resolution of civilizations which envision the same goal of ascension. Many of you experience these errors and we now ask you to unify in divine light and divine service to step forth now as one, without judgment, to bring forth the new earth and the highest trajectories of ascension for all. Show humanity what is possible. This passage completes the need for conflict and sets the stage for higher timelines and ascensions. Obviously, war and conflict do not exist on primary line timelines of ascension. Bit by bit, the revelation of what has occurred in the higher realms step forth, the birthing of a new universal platform and the return of the Christ, crystalline unity consciousness. The experience of completion. As we know from our spiritual work, in order to fully experience a new creation, we must make peace with the old. The message of completion has been strong for many light workers over the last few years, and especially during this timeline beautification. This is why so many have been engaged in amplifying the higher vibrational experience in order to dissolve the lower experience with as much as ease and grace as possible. Sis Lioness talked about that ease and grace. As we transcend with hierarchy types of the past, we simultaneously pay forward the applicable lessons, truths, and skills which we acquired in density. This has been a strong year for the High Vibe tribe. and continues to become more intense, beautiful, and bizarre. We continue to receive massive influxes through cosmic stargates. Gaia is expanding her solar self as we amplify the new Earth grids. We are connected to her higher dimensional crystalline core. Preparation for the path of totality. Be wherever you are guided to be on August 21st. Plan ahead. There will be millions traveling to the path of totality. During the eclipse, we will be unified in our intent for the highest interest of all concerned. No matter where you live, tap in and receive and transmit as one. Our preparation of the pathway of totality and new earth grids for this specific passage is potent intel. We have felt the pull on the gateway since the solstice. I suspect the effect of the high vibe tribe may be overwhelming, hence the direction for advanced preparation. I have noticed similar jockeying for position that preceded the time shift in September 2016, an indication that behind the scenes folks know something key is about to occur. In service, we prepare a global energetic platform for the highest good, surging the eclipse energy on a global scale, making it available to all willing hearts, choosing love, peace, and harmony. As always, the inner clearing and preparation is key to effective external service. Okay, so they go into the final gateways, and so we know about the eclipse on the 21st, Monday, and the gateway for the eclipse closes on the 25th. And then we also have some stuff coming up in September. I'm going to post this article, and we'll discuss that as well. We on future shows. We also unify for full and new moons in our Sunday unity meditation to serve with love and light. Gatekeepers, grid workers, and light workers reunify. And so they're talking about their meditation session that they have. It is a cosmic trigger, so we welcome our higher level to co-create with us. We will be focused on the path of totality, resolution of conflict, and amplifying the highest timelines of ascension. Okay, so I will post this article for the family to read. We literally only have 3 minutes. Brother Sean, are you still with me, or did you get kicked off? You probably got kicked. You got kicked off. Okay, that's what I was hearing. Okay, family, so that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for dropping in tonight. Remember to use this solar eclipse energy for your purpose. Create the world you want to live in. Create the reality you say that you want. So with that said, we're going to sign off. I want to thank you very much for your support. Love you very much. And we're going to rock out with some music. I am the Black Gold of the Sun. Although we're going to get kicked off. Love you much, family. Peace and love.